This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. This is the video of my Taxco Old Town walking tour. There's an interactive Google map for this walking tour. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video. You'll also find day tours, restaurants, best and cheap hotels, best flights, buses, and trains. And now here's our video.
So Chung and I are just walking to the bus stop. We're going to Taxco today. We're in Cuernavaca right now.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah. They have market over there, which is made the street is beautiful and colorful.
Yeah. So we've been in Taxco or Cuernavaca for 4 days. We have another 5 left.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, but we live in a good place in Cuernavaca.
Yeah.
A good area.
Yeah, we're staying in a former movie producer's house.
Oh, we have the whole apartment for $20. 2-bedroom apartment with swimming pool, with what do you call the swing?
Swings, yeah.
Yeah. If you feel boring, you can go to play the ping pong ball.
Yeah, there's a ping pong table too.
The swimming pool is a plus. It's a bonus because it's a great place to enjoy.
The whole place is quite dated. It was built in the 50s. It hasn't been updated, but that's really its charm. So see you guys in Taxco. Bye.
We will bring you to Taxco.
Yes, you get to come with us. You play your cards right. So we got off the bus and we're taking a colectivo to Spratly. Even though it's only 8 minutes walk. Right in colectivo. We just got off the bus and we're both starving to death. And so we found this restaurant. Actually, I found it online this morning before we got on the bus. It's got a nice view. So this is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. We're touring Mexico, looking at the best live or retire cheap destinations. Taxco is Americans call it, is on our list. It's a gorgeous place, and we're going to check it out today, show it to you, see what you think. So enjoy our tour today. So this is Plaza Gorda. Like most main squares in Mexico, colonial era towns, walking tours start in the main plaza. That's here, Plaza Gorda. On the main square you'll also find restaurants, the most significant buildings, and the main church for Taxco. Plaza Gorda is named after the guy who lived in that house. He's a silver miner. I'll tell you about him later. And then the church to our right. And this is Taxco. We're here on a day tour from Cuenca, our own day tour. We took the bus. So join us. Let's check it out. Taxco is famous for its bug taxis. And they made bugs here all the way up till 2003, here being Mexico, so it's not surprising they're still, as they run forever. So this is El Templo Santa Prisca. It's the church here on Plaza Gorda. This 18th century Baroque church was built by Jose Borda of silver mining wealth and fame. It was completed in 1758 while Gorda was still alive. The church expenses almost bankrupted him, despite the untold wealth he made in silver mines. The pink stonework makes this church distinguishable for church aficionados. worldwide. It really is a distinguishing church because of the pink stone and also the how ornate the temples are. So anyway, it's definitely a beautiful church. Of course, this is a fairly small city. Even today, it's only 60,000 people. And so you wouldn't normally have a church this extravagant had Jose Borda not really just paid for this out of his own pocket. And it's paid off for 300 years. 400 years. People have been coming to this town on weekend visits from Mexico. And it's been a great investment, especially everyone knows his name. So on the main square here, in addition to the church, you have Casa Gorda, which is a museum and cultural center now. And we're going to go in there and check out Borda's art collection. This is his home. This front side is 2 stories, but because of the incline of this of the town we're in, it's very hilly, all cobblestone streets. The back side is 5 stories. So. So this is Casa Don Jose Gorda, the former home of the famous silver mining magnate. Jose Borda is on the west end of Plaza Borda. It's now a museum featuring the works of the most significant artists of the state of Povera. Borda's former home is the most significant non-religious construction in Taxco. The home is built on 5 levels. So if you're into jewelry or silver, Taxco is known for that. In Borda's home, there's a display here that has various artists from this community. And this is the backside of Borda's home. Pretty cool. It's just really a charming place. I love these cobblestone streets, and they're really pre-vehicle, you know, clearly. But it means there's no sidewalks anywhere. It's cobblestone, and so it has that charm you see in many parts of colonial era or older cities in Europe. Such a pretty walk. You don't know where to look. It's hard to concentrate on going in any direction because the streets are so windy. So this is a former convent of San Bernardino of Siena. This is the oldest church here in Taxco. It was first completed during the 16th century and renovated in the 19th century after a fire. And these are famous little statues here. So this is Museo de Arte de Taxco, Casa Humboldt. The 16th century colonial house has Moorish influences and collections of colonial art, colonial era art, all religious. It's 20 pesos to get in, which is $1. We're gonna go in and check it out. So right across from the Religious Art Museum is a steep slope. If you come up that, you'll be coming up this, and this will take you to the next stop on the tour. That was the Spratling Museum. Guillermo Spradling. It's a beautiful building, and you can see the church from the back also, and there's some little art shops here and stuff. So this is Museo De Guillermo Spradling. Spradling was a 20th century American who'd opened a silver design workshop here in Taxco. His integration of pre-Hispanic style with Art Deco brought about the economic revitalization of Taxco in the post-mining years. Spratling put Taxco on the map, the tourist map. And we're going to go inside and check out his museum. I thought this would be all his work, but there's everyone's work here. There's pottery and jewelry from indigenous people and from present and past. No photographs are allowed, so I'm not going to photograph the art here. But the bottom floor is where all the silver is. So if you're curious of his work, head straight to the bottom. So that church over there is the Sanctuary of the Lord of the Holy Veracruz. And we're going to sneak over there in a minute, but I wanted to show you this plaza that we're in next door. This is Plaza De La Veracruz. And it is honoring. The plaza is one of 3 monuments here in Taxco that's honoring Juan Ruiz de Alarcon, and he's a famous playwright. And there's the Sanctuary of the Lord of the Holy Veracruz. Likely to be an unpretentious place because there's just, although there's 60-ish thousand people who live here now, if memory serves me, there was only maybe 6,000 or 8,000 living in this area, mostly miners when this church was built.
So because of Daniel didn't listen to me, didn't jump into the collectible, so we have to wait about 20 minutes to get a new collectible here. Look at here. It's so beautiful, huh? I think she like this view, not he, okay? She. I think she need to learn to listen to me. Daniel is she.
So you grab one of the colectivos. It's basically just a white minivan that says Teleferico on the front, and it'll take you up here, and you can ride that. I don't know if you can see yet. There's a cable car there. It goes between 2 mountains, and it takes you up there. And there's a good view. Oh, there it is. There's the trolley.
It only lasts for 3 minutes, so enjoy the view. Wow!
The train has left the station. There are views. There are views. It was 100 pesos per person, which is $5 round trip. which seems kind of high, honestly, but for Mexico, not for the rest of the world. But it is a tourist area, so it's not always just the destination, sometimes it's the ride. In fact, it's always the ride. We're at the top, and not much left, so I think we're supposed to go right. Not a bad view. Taxco, we love you. The city centers, right about there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll zoom in for you. That's the church right there. So at the top of the Teleferico is this beautiful hotel with a view of Taxco. And it's a beautiful view, but I think we're gonna go down and enjoy that colonial city. So there's the name of the hotel, Monte Taxco. Golf, tennis, caddies, jacuzzi, gymnasium, and horseback riding, all up here. And we're on the way down from the Monte Taxco Hotel and Mirador. I think the last time we rode on one of these was Langkawi.
No, we was in Quito.
Oh yeah, Quito had one too.
I'm not sure about Peru. I think the last one we have is in
Quito.
Quito.
That was a pretty high one.
I'm not sure.
I don't think any of them are. I've never been on one like the one in Langkawi though. That was insane.
Yeah, maybe when we're back to Asia, I will bring you again to Langkawi and try it again. But this time I will leave you alone.
You'll leave me alone? What do you mean?
That you go by yourself.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because you're a scaredy cat when I stand up.
Uh-huh.
I stood up in the cable car over Langkawi, which is pretty high. I don't know how high, but
Is the steep?
Steepest, yeah. It's very steep. And we were in the car with two Korean tourists, and their only English she could come up with is "Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir." So she got scared and she said "Hello, sir" maybe like 3 or 4 times really fast. And I started laughing because I knew what she meant. She was scared, you could tell by her face. You weren't scared though, were you, Chung Hui?
I do.
You were? That day you were scared?
Yes.
Huh. I've been skiing all my life, so those chairs are no big deal for me. So this is Teleferico behind us. You can see the tram there. Anyway, we got down off of it, and the next stop is called Hacienda del Sharia, and it's right behind the building where the Teleferico drops you off. Right up there. But it's closed today, so we took a colectivo from the town, Taxco, up here. Just look for the one that says Teleferico on the front. And when you get here, there's the hacienda. So, and it was like 5 pesos each or something. So this is not that far, but you may want to take a taxi or the colectivo because it's all uphill and there's a lot of turns. You won't know where to turn. So, the hacienda up there is the earliest colonial period silver hacienda. It was built by the soldiers who worked for Cortez. And there's an aqueduct on the premises there that was built in 1534 that I wanted to show you, but they're closed. All right. Anyway, I hope they're open when you're here. going from Telefrico to the Zocalo,
Zocalo is
Taxco.
Taxco. And
Ya fueron a La Plata.
Zocalo.
Okay.
He's asking if we want to shop. He'll make a commission if we shop. They quit making these Volkswagens in the US, I think around 79, 80, 81, something like that. And they kept making them here for another 20 years. They quit making them here in like 2003. So there's new looking Volkswagens running around all over Mexico. Although it's almost been, what is it, 15, 16 years. So there's our bug we just rode down the mountain on. They all look the same though, really. It could just as well be this one.